Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two wide receivers will be looking to be #1 targets on the field in today's game. It's Robinson's Jaguars going up against Stefon Diggs' Vikings. For the call, let's send you out to the broadcast booth, where we'll join our commentators, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, we are about 15 miles south of downtown Buffalo at what's now known as New Era Field here in Orchard Park. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. There's the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hello, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. As we get set here, Charles, we talk about wide receivers. You know, Larry mentioned it in the open, but that's a big spot to look at here in this one.
I think he identified it perfectly because these guys have such an impact on the game nowadays because they throw the ball more than ever. And whether they're throwing it short, medium, or long, can they snatch it out of the air and create even extra yardage with run after catch?
As the Minnesota Vikings come out onto the field, we get a peek at Case Keenum. What a season it was for Case. Everyone knows the story, but 22 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. The way he went about his business and the success he had, what can you say about him, Charles?
All you say is this is a young guy that didn't just bide his time, but was ready to step in when the opportunity presented itself and show his best side. And he did it this year. I'm still stunned he didn't go to the Pro Bowl. But I think a lot of that was just simply
looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Paul Posluszny. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, partner, that was not a good omen right there. The very first play from scrimmage, you just want to give yourself a nice, simple throw and hopefully get yourself into a rhythm. That is the last thing you're expecting. And now you put your defense in a tough spot right from the word go.
Jags taking over on offense here in a second. And what a season, Charles, it was for Jacksonville. Some people did like them as a dark horse coming into the year, and they really responded.
Heard recently at one of the, all-star games, college all-star games, a scout saying, well, heck, haven't they been the dark horse for the last 5 years coming into the season? And he seemed a little bit bitter, so I'm going to let him go on that one. But the point is well taken. They have been building towards this. Really good drafts, really supplemented in free agency. And, yeah, they were a dark horse, but they played awfully well. 11 wins, 2 more in the playoffs. I think right now they'd love to get Allen Robinson back at wide receiver and add another playmaking. Tight end.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And now running right through it. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
I love it. A scout told me that with his running style, this guy's always the hammer, never the nail, but also has the ability to break it off big, too. I
was on the field for a game he had last year at LSU, and there were some college boys warming up, and then Leonard Fournette walked in. He is a man.
Full grown.
In the red zone this time. Bortles now on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here. Bortles. Dumps it off to Fournette. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, it should open up his running game, too. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be knocked down sideways at the 3-yard line. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great play there. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Jags have taken the early lead. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Josh Lambo now for the point after. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Here's Lambo out to kick this one away. To return, here comes Marcus Sherrills. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year.
How about that for a bounce back? Many were questioning whether he'd had a sophomore slump the season before. Didn't even get to 1,000 yards. Was a dominant force in 2017. How about his teammate Aaron Donald on the defensive side? He took home Defensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, very impressive. They had both sides of the ball. Sean McVay deserving, I think you would agree, of Coach of the Year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what he did for the Rams when they went from last in the league in scoring to leading the league in scoring and winning a division title. And how about the New Orleans Saints? Rookie of the Year, offense and defense. Alvin Kamara on offense, Marshawn Lattimore on defense.
Carry for Dalvin Cook. And his first carry, he loses the football. Start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Well, he's going to have to shake out the cobwebs. First time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow with safe throws, right? But with a runner, there is no such thing as a safe run, right? Right out of the gate, you're going to be in some traffic. Got to take care of the ball, and he didn't do that.
Fournette, a first down carry. Oh, able to avoid him. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. Buying time to his left. And some room to work. Dancing away at the 30. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Bills now on first down. Flushed out right. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with a grab. A gain of 6 there on first. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
On second down, here's Fournette. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 18 yards there, and it'll be a first and goal.
But there's a reason he was the first running back taken. You saw the ability there, the ability to be physical and get downhill. And how about him breaking off a nice gain there?
There's some Adrian Peterson comparisons out there now. That's high praise. Do you think that they're warranted?
Running style, very similar.
From the 4-yard line, it's first and goal now. Throwing is Bortles. And this is incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me that option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Following the sack, third and long for Bortles and the Jags. To throw, it's Bortles. He finds Hearns left side. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 10 yards gets him closer, but now it's fourth and goal.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And Lambo will put this one through, and that will make it 10-0 here in the first. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambo to kick this one off. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Vikings coming out here again to take over on offense, and this is a crew, obviously, that was so close, Charles, to becoming the first-ever team to play a Super Bowl in their own stadium. So disappointment in that last game against Philly, but overall, I think they've got to be pretty pleased with the season.
They have to be because they put it all together. Won the NFC North. How about that win over the Saints in the divisional round? I mean, I don't know that they'll ever top that in terms of getting something done late in the game, especially with what was on the line. They do get Dalvin Cook back at running back next year. I think they'd still like to have a little more speed at wide receiver. But all in all, this team comes back pretty well intact and will be a force for a while.
Yeah, that defense is pretty set.
Very much so. I mean, try and move the ball against their front and then try and throw it against Xavier Rhodes. Good luck to you.
Partner, your thoughts on this D-line?
I love a unit that can control the run and get after the passer. This is an all-around terrific defensive front. Hard to move the ball against them on the ground, and then when you want to throw it, look out. Here they come after the quarterback.
Now Keenum. Going deep for Diggs. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Barry Church. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look, but instead we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl, but 3rd MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something, right, Charles?
Absolutely phenomenal. Ended up beating out Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams. But he would have traded it for a Super Bowl win, don't you think? How about this? The last 9 NFL MVPs to play in the Super Bowl that same season, 0-9.
Yeah.
He all the way back to Kurt Warner in, what, 1999, where he won his double?
We were going over that stat earlier. That is hard to believe.
But he would have been the MVP had the Patriots pulled that one out.
Yeah, he still has 5 rings, though. 5 Super Bowl titles for Brady. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. On first down, Bortles. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating him up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Caught, right side, it's Lewis. And he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Allen Hurns, 38 yards. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And, man, Charles, talk about zinging something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this. After that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks. And here comes the Jags defense as they get back out there. And a big reason they have the lead right now, as we see on the screen, their 3 turnovers.
And how about the emotion now that the defensive team is generating for the entire team? Creating the turnovers, what they call takeaways, and turning those into points for their team. That's why they have the lead, and that's got to be exciting for those guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Given 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
One quarter down. Already 17-0 our score. And we're back to upstate New York after this.
The NFL is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football, and they've got it here with a first down. So they're operating in the red zone. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And it's 2nd down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
On 2nd down, Cook. Oh, and now he bowls him over. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
Throwing is Keenum on 3rd down. Flush to his right. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. And Forbath will put this one through. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So put 3 on the board, but from inside the 5. And I know we use this phrase a lot, but that's a big-time win for the defense.
It sure is. You've got the short field behind you, so you can afford to turn up the pressure. And that was a nice sequence there to keep them out of the end zone.
Here's Corey Graham now to return. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back at the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles? The backup quarterback turned MVP. 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. As you and I were talking about off air, it was just a fluid game. Not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down.
And Leonard Fournette impressing there with that run. It's hard to believe that no Jacksonville Jaguar has broken 1,000 yards since Maurice Jones-Drew in 2011. I think Leonard Fournette could be that guy.
Even with the ankle injury last year at LSU, still averaged 6.5 yards per carry.
And absolutely intimidated opposing defenses. A lot of guys simply didn't want to tackle him.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Now they'll throw it. Bortles. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. 4 yards on the pickup, and they're going to have a third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware. Ball may come your way.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Here we go now. Green 90.
Shotgun now for Bortles. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. They spot it on the midfield stripe. So it is a 60-yard attempt here. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on fourth down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
Now Case Keenum and the offense heading back onto the field. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the second quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned that's caught inside the 20. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. From the red zone now, Keenum. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side, but for lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and this shows on the scoreboard.
On third and long, it's Keenum. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Jarius Wright, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again.
As they began this last drive, things weren't exactly looking up for this offense. But after what they just did, putting the ball in the end zone, that took them away from the brink of possibly being knocked out of this game.
Kai Forbath on for the extra point. And it's up through the goalpost. It's 17-10. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Forbath out to kick this one away. To return it is Corey Grant. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35, but make it the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Jags and Leonard Fournette making their way onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. They keep it with Fournette on first down. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
Calling no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
They always that changed in a big way. The way we see it now, they're almost mirrors between the free safety and the strong safety. One will be up, one will be back, or sometimes both will be in the same spot. On that play, the free safety was there, no gain. Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. Nortman on to kick as he sends it away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. CD, I want to get your thoughts on some potential free agents this offseason before we change the possession here. Now, caution, many of these guys could be resigned, I know, but who are some of them? Kirk Cousins is one.
Yeah, we're talking about difference makers. Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. He's going to be coveted around the league by quarterback-needy teams. Case Keenum had a big year. Could he move? But how about running backs? Le'Veon Bell, Dion Lewis, some pass catchers, Jimmy Graham, Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins. And about the guy who goes and gets quarterbacks, DeMarcus Lawrence had a monster year for Dallas last season.
Yeah, a lot of big names that could be out there as free agents.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Here we go. Green, 30.
They fake the handoff. Now Keenum. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Now before the second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. No. Check. Patriot. Patriot. Set.
Keenum to throw on second down. Stays on his feet. Escaping the pressure right. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And down inside the 15 he goes. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. From the red zone, it's Keenum. His pass caught with the 4. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And now we're all even. Brand new ball game, tie game.
In a sense, you're starting over. Tie ball game, everyone's back to even, back to equal. A good job getting back in it.
And he'll bang that one through. Five plays there on that drive. And it's polished off by a Viking score. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. I want to give a hat tip real quick, Charles, to J.J. Watt before the possession switches here. Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year, and they totaled up how much he helped raise for hurricane relief, $37 million.
Incredible. Hurricane Hart.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Vikings pick up the football. There he goes left side, and he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Forbath to add the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Getting set to go again, Blake Bortles marches back onto the field with his offense. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but they're losing. And I think as the captain of the offense, you probably always feel like you need to do more in that situation.
The best have always felt that way, and they won't settle for anything less. So right now, his goal is to increase what he's doing on the field, try to make sure his teammates come along with him, and he feels like if I do better, everyone will do better. And that's what we're seeing from him right now. Got to have a little extra determination.
Yeah, a little extra determination. He has thrown the touchdown pass. No interceptions for him personally to this point. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. Back to Buffalo after this. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Larry Ridley will have first half highlights and analysis.
LR, plenty to show in this one.
Going to be a busy man at intermission. Bortles going to run the draw with Fournette. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
Now they run with a backup. It's Chris Ivory. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
I like what they were thinking on defense. Just guard the first down sticks. Don't let anyone pass that. Didn't matter whether they threw it or ran it. They just ended up rallying to the football in the running play and stopped them short of a first down.
Sherrills to return it. Able to slither by. And now running right through it. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Eluding the pressure right. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
And on 2nd and 10 now. Play action. Now it's Keenum. They'll roll him out right. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Vikings are happy to be in front right now and just want to play 2 more solid quarters. The Jaguars won't panic either. They know they just need to take it 1 play at a time. All right, let's get straight to it. Here's some highlights from the first half. Now 1st and 10, Keenum's under pressure will throw the pick. Postlesnies is the one who makes the pick, halting the offense's drive. Now following the pick, they run with their powerhouse, Leonard Fournette. He'll take it in for the touchdown. Jags with the early advantage. Now 3rd and 8. Keenum's got to rush the throw, and it's intercepted. Church is the one who makes the pick to give a boost to his defense. Offense now with the shot after the interception. Here the catch is made way downfield, and this 5-play drive goes for a touchdown. The Jaguars push the lead to 17. Vikings have the football midway through the 2nd. Keenum's on target here, and that goes as an 18-yard touchdown. The Vikings down by a touchdown. 1st and 10. Here the pass goes to the sideline. And he ends up at the 44-yard line before he stopped. Vikings later on the drive. Case Keenum finding his mark in coverage. And this 4-play drive goes for a touchdown. We're tied up at 17. Jaguars have it late in the 2nd. The pass and catch would lead to a fumble. Vikings will pick up the loose football and score. That puts them up by a touchdown. So that'll do it for us here in Orlando. For the call of the 2nd half, let's hand it back over to Brandon and Charles. Brandon.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the 2nd half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Steps away to his left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Bortles. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get him to 4th down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big time.
And how about this, a fake? Forced out to his left. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. And I don't know what the method is to know when to dial up a fake punt, when not to, whatever the method there, it worked for him.
I think you actually did explain it. There is no method. It's just a feel, a sense, and a healthy dose of guts in order to call that play in that situation.
Element of surprise, I guess, right?
Yeah, element of surprise and just a strong belief that, hey, we're going to get it done.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. On play action, it's Bortles. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to... It's caught inside the 25. A gain of 39 that time. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Caught out left side by Robinson. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. Offense staying ahead of the chains here, 2nd and 3. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive. And normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get him to 4th down. Pretty lucky to get the football back. Had his target out there waving the arms, saying I'm open, but maybe didn't see him quick enough.
And I know the jokes are always about defensive backs' hands. What really actually happens, you don't get many opportunities, you get over anxious, and you start to think about taking it away and going the other way instead of focusing and catching the ball.
Flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And fights through one man. And that's complete to Lewis. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. And pretty darn well executed there. Just a nonchalant flip over the shoulder, but that's not easy. You have to time that right, and they did.
They certainly did, and it wasn't just the flip, right? They timed that up. But then the pass downfield to pick up the football.
And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Blake Bortles, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
And that will tie our game here in the 3rd quarter. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the 2nd half brings.
And it'll be interesting.
And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Jags grab it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Here's a give to Fournette. Oh, look at the juke. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. On second down, here's Bortles. Dancing to his left. Lewis has the first down and then some. Completes it left side to the tight end Lewis. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it is flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
10 more there and another first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now Bortles. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Marquise Lee, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars have moved out in front.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
Lambeau on for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So that drive, 4 plays, and it culminates in a Jags touchdown. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down. On the give, this is their fullback. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
And that was a good collision right there. And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play. Who you think's going to get the ball, where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it. And on that play he did. So you got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be strong.
17 yards on the pickup there and also a first down.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
On the carry, it's Cook. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. Had a pretty good game. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd-and-1 situation.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. A give. This is Cook. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I'd say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? I want to check into a throw the next time.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Throwing on 3rd down, Keenum. And this is going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. But there is a flag down. He might get another shot at this.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
319.
So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Shotgun snap for Keenum. Trying to lob it in there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And now it's 2nd down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Keenum now to throw. Flush to his right. Looking sideline, incomplete. Dalvin Cook is running back, the intended target. And now it's 3rd down. A little too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
And he's got Kyle Rudolph. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And they're going to speed things up here. They'll try and run with McKinnon. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Jerick McKinnon taking it in. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
We got a little bit of everything on that run. Offensive line creating some space, but how about the guy running behind his pads into the end zone?
What does that mean when a guy says running behind his pad?
Means that he's going to be a physical runner. That way he's able to use his shoulder pads, his forearms, anything to ward off people and power his way forward.
And now a critical extra point attempt here. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. And now a critical extra point attempt here. To throw, Bradford. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. And that is one, no doubt, that may come back to haunt them because the PAT tied it. They didn't need to go for 2.
I keep searching for an explanation. I know it's quick right here. I think I can search for the next year and not come up with anything that absolutely works. Kick the point, man. Kick the point. I don't get it.
Solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Jaguars getting set to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll try and run some clock with Fournette. And he's getting, but I think the ball's out. And the Vikings pick up the football.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Following the fumble recovery, Keenum. Going deep for Diggs. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close. Though. So a challenge is upon us. I tell you, close game, fourth quarter. This is a huge decision.
Oh, no doubt about that, partner. A lot has to be riding on this call. And you know it is a tight one because it has to be indisputable visual evidence in order to change it. Now here's the big question. Do they actually have that evidence?
We're about to find out. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Back to the air. Keenum on second down. Past the 20. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. A very solid gain of 27. Keenum now on first down. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. On second down, here's Keenum. Being chased out left. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Jarius Wright that time. And it's third and short.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up first and goal now. To the air again, Keenum. That's caught at the 3. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there from 4 yards out. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. So from 3 scores down, these guys have fought all the way back to grab the lead. And I'll just tell people what happened when they went up 3 scores. I wrote, and he's going to be dropped. 13-yard line. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Bortles now on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. A very solid gain of 27. And now they're in the hurry-up. On first down, Bortles. It's caught right side. It turns. Fighting through it. He's got space. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. Throwing on first down is Bortles. Throw left side complete. It's Lewis. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And that's why defensive coaches preach swarming to the football. It's usually going to take more than one guy to get that big man down.
And it did right there. Multiple broken tackles, but they eventually get him down. Now Bortles again. Airing it out for Hurns. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Now Bortles. Buying time to his left. Airing it out for Hurns. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get him to 4th down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Wiggles free. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 9 yards on the pickup, and it's good enough for a Jacksonville first. Would have been a long kick. It was prime fake field goal territory. They faked it. They got it.
So much for defense in this situation, because the natural play there is you go into what we call safe, meaning you don't really rush on that one. You almost concede. If they want to kick a long one like that and make it, so be it. You just don't give up the fake. Yet they did anyway. Poor execution on the defensive side.
Bortles now on first down. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Allen Robinson, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars have moved down in front here in the 4th quarter. And how about that, giving us our 5th lead change of the game? It's been back and forth.
No doubt about it, and right now, they're ahead, but they can't relax at all, because if we've had 5 lead changes, I'm kind of betting on a 6th.
Yeah, we might see a 6th. Throwing is Bortles. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's getting off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case,
23 yards on the play. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Complete to right. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver who has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn into big plays.
And Diggs has it. A good pickup there at 22. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. From the red zone, it's Keenum. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Yannick Ngakoue in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And it's going to be third down and forever. They'll fake the handoff. Now Keenum. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on third down.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch right down the pipe, and this game's all even here in the fourth.
And he didn't leave much doubt there, did he? Good snap, good hold, and that one was dead center.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. This one taken from the 7th. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Leonard Fournette making his way back out there. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
After the penalty, it's Fournette. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
And at this stage in the game, every play is magnified here as we get down to the nitty-gritty. A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. Lee's got it over the middle. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Even score late in the 4th. Let's see if the defense can play within themselves, not give up the big play and contain, and keep this knotted up. Running left, it's Fournette. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4. To throw is Bortles. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Fournette on the counter. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Again, it's Fournette. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. To throw is Bortles. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Danielle Hunter able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Partner, you absolutely cannot take a sack in that situation. Now, it's also 4th down.
So on now is the kicker, Josh Lambo. This to almost certainly win the football game. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So he comes through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Without a doubt. The way this one's gone, they didn't want to take any chances in overtime if they could help it. And that was one heck of a pressure-filled kick.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambo to kick this one off. This is taken at the 3. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Well, this one, partner, was fun down to the very end. They got the points late, right before the whistle. Then the ensuing kickoff. They were hoping for magic on the other side, but couldn't get that spark.
Fun if you won. And fun for us because we got to watch it and call it. That magic that you were talking about didn't occur at the end, but what a game all the way through.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Buffalo.